Good morning everyone. My name's Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Welcome to my video today. Hope you enjoy what I'm going to show you. Just a couple of things before I start. These are the cards, a couple of different designs, and I'm going to show you what I think is a more simple way of doing it than the first one I did. It's called a lattice split card. Just before we start, I'll just give you a little bit of insight into my Cards by Laura, which is my Facebook page. I have all my cards in there that I do, not necessarily the ones from my YouTube videos. They're other cards that I've made. I do market stalls and I sell my cards, and I have special orders, and I get permission to post the cards up in there of different things that I make. So I do workshops and classes as well. So all the cards that we do at those, they're put into my Cards by Laura group. It's a Facebook page. My Facebook group is called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. This is where my videos and the PDFs for my videos from my YouTube, they all go into here. I've just changed the header page on this, the little profile picture at the top. I did have a card up there that was retired DSP, so I thought I would change the header page to something current. That's the new Celebration paper in that one. So I'll leave that there for a while until Celebration's finished, and then I'll put another header page up. But that's how you will find me. It says Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. You'll find me through there. You're welcome to join that one. All the PDFs for all the videos that I do are posted in there, along with a few other little bits and pieces. So we shall get started on today's video. I've been doing, as a demonstrator, I've been a demonstrator for, actually it's just coming up 7 years now. I've been doing videos for probably not quite 12 months. I love doing videos and showing people how to make fancy fold cards and 3D projects. So I hope you enjoy it today. This one here, and I'll just show you what I used on my sample ones. As I said before, it's called a lattice split card. It's folded on the top side here, and this one I've done completely different, and you cut these bottom pieces here. I use the Quiet Meadow dies out of here, which are called, they're called Meadow. They're in the current annual catalogue, so all those there. I wasn't too fussed on the arrangement at the front there. I thought it was a little bit busy, but that's how it ended up. So that was that one. And this one here, I used this Brush Bouquet new set of dies. This is in the new mini catalogue. I was just doing some practice here on some of these dies. This one here is different. It still opens up the same way, but I've attached this front section here to an actual card base, so you don't quite see through. As you can see, that one you can see through the lattice, and this one here is a bit different. I just had trouble, which I've trimmed it off since. I trimmed down these sides with my guillotine because they weren't quite lined up even down the sides. I had a little bit of trouble. The one I'm doing today, I did practice first with a spare set, so I'll show you what I've done there. It's just getting your spacings right, that one, but I did trim that one off because it wasn't so even on the sides. This one here, I thought if I put it on here, I can make sure it's straight before I start, which it turned out quite nice, and I like that one. So that was the Brushed Bouquet set. Today I'm using the two-tone Flora. These flowers here, I've stamped all my flowers and die cut them, and the greeting I'm using, I'll just put these back in here so you can see what we're doing. And I dropped something, but I don't know what it was. That's fine. The colours I've chosen are this Tahitian Tide is one of the new colours, and I've stamped all of my little flowers and leaves. This is out of the this one here, the 2224 in colour 6x6 DSP. So it's just one of the in colour patterns, which is quite nice. And the Mother's Day came from the Daffodil Daydream set, this one here. I'm starting to make a few Mother's Day cards for my upcoming markets. So we've got that on there. Now what I've done, I did do a practice, but this is just my practice one. So I'm going to show you from the start how to do all the bits from the beginning. This here, which I only did this morning, and it turned out really well, nice and even on the sides, and I didn't have to trim. But I did do it a different way to the video. I watched someone else's video how to do it, but I found it quite difficult to keep it straight. I know you've got to use, which she did, some low tack, which I used this. It's frog tape and it's low tack, so it just holds your pieces in place. But I found I was better off without this, and I'll show you a different way that I did it. I did these side bits first, whereas she does this piece first. So I'll just go from the beginning. I'll just put those bits aside. Got lots of flowers cut. So this piece here is 11 inches by 4 1/8. 4 1/8 is your width, and you're scoring it at 5 1/2, which scores it in half. So we've got that, and I didn't get out any of my bits and pieces, but they're handy anyway. So we'll just burnish that. Then you're going to, and you need your trimmer to cut these pieces. Just get this out. It doesn't matter which way you choose as your front piece, but you're going to cut off 3 1/4 inches off your front side. So I've got that at 3 1/4, and I'm going to cut that off. So that gives you, and I'll go by this card here because we're doing it the same as this one. So that'll give you that top section there, like that. That's that piece. And this piece that's left, you're going to cut 5 1/2-inch strips. I'm just going to put that on the 1/2-inch mark, sorry, all the way across to make it nice and straight. And I need 5 of those, and they're my horizontal pieces that go across. That's 4, and 1 is 5. That gives you nice spacing between each one. And then this piece that's left, we're going to cut it in, it's 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to cut it at 3/8, which is there, which is pretty much cutting it in half. I think it was, yes, it's 3/4 of an inch. So half of 3/4 is 3/8. So I'll put that down there on the 3/8, try and keep it straight as best I can. Always fiddle with this because it's such a small piece. You could cut 2 3/8-inch pieces off a bigger piece if you wish, if you have trouble lining it up. And that gives me my 2 side panels, side pieces. That's all we need that for. Now I'm going to show you my way of doing it. When the other lady did it, she got a long strip of this, and I'll show you what it looks like, but I'm not going to pull it off. She had a long strip of this, and she put it up under here. I can put it here and show you. I won't tear it off. Put that under there, and then she laid it down the center of there. Then she put all of these across that and held them. But I found they didn't hold well, and when I went to lift this up, it sort of moved them all, and I couldn't get it straight. So I found this way would be easier, and you don't have to use that tape. So what I did, and these little side strips, they go on top of the top piece here. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to let this overhang down the bottom and just put about, I think it's about 1/2 inch at the top. And I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow, my liquid glue, on the top of this. Doesn't need a real lot, just enough to hold it. And I'm going to go in probably about 1/8 of an inch at the sides and about 1/2 an inch up from there, making sure it's nice and straight down that side edge. You've got a little border down the side. I don't know if you can see that as well with the white cardstock. I used thick white cardstock for this as well because it's just one layer on each. You've got a bit of DSP there, but because it's only one layer, I did use the thick white cardstock as well. If you want to put a matte maybe at the top and in the inside, then you would just use standard A4. And then my second piece, I'm going to do the same. I'm just looking at where my cut lines are. Straighten this up a bit. Put that up there and line it up. I do like eyeballing things. I find I'm not too bad getting things straight and in the same position. So that will go down that side. And just give it a minute or two or a minute to catch on. Then I worked out the easiest way. So your spacing, the spacings, which this one here I did this morning, sample, they were about 1/8 of an inch spacing all the way through. That one there's a little bit wider, but I don't think it matters if they're a fraction out. You don't notice it that much, and it looks okay. I think I shall move them up a fraction and make this bottom one a little bit wider. But what I did first, so I could get the bottom one in place. Now this is an overhang here. I just flip this over, and with my scissors, my normal scissors, not my ribbon scissors that are all tangled up, I just snipped the bottom off these, holding it nice and straight and against the back of the card, and we'll just snip that off level with that. And the same on this side, hold it nice and flat and snip that off. You could put more, attach it here higher at the top if you want, but I preferred it just that small bit there. Then, if you want to just lay them out, I might just burnish this a little bit more so it will lay flat. You can tack that down to hold it down flat, which I will do. Oh, I haven't got my other tape out. That's all right, we won't do it. Now, these need to go under. So what I did, I started with the bottom one, and you know the bottom of this is going to be the bottom of your card. So we're going to make that level with the bottom of that. And I'm just going to lay them on here just to show you roughly the width apart. Now I want it to bend back the other way and it's sitting up. Just takes a little bit of patience with this. So you're going to have that about 1/8 of an inch either side of that down strip. And just, I'm not gluing at the moment, I'm just laying them just to roughly work out the spacings. So that one will be on the bottom. If you want to do a practice one first on some scrap, I recommend that as well, even if you just do the front of the card and not the back, just one base. So all of these are going to go up like that. And I shall put them a little bit further apart because that top one's got a bigger space. So it's roughly 1/8 of an inch apart. You could maybe go down and measure all of your spacings, but that there looks pretty good, like so. And just the main thing is getting them even on your sides. That's the most important thing. Now I'm going to glue this bottom one first. So remember they're on the inside of the card. when you're gluing them. And I've put the glue on this here. Just a little spot on both ends at the bottom, not too wide so it doesn't overhang. Line that up with the bottom and even on the sides. So that'll be your guide for your first one. This way you don't have to use that low-tack tape or masking tape or whatever else you're going to use. So that's that one. Then I'm going to go to the top one because I know roughly how far apart they're going to be. So you can work your way through this one here, and it'll be level with that edge of the card as well, with the top section of the card. So that one will go there. You can even use your grid lines on your grid paper to keep them straight. This one will be here. You could put your glue onto that strip that's going across if you're not sure where to put your glue on here. So this one's going to line up about there. Hopefully they're pretty straight. I think the first one I did this one because I end up trimming it off at the sides because it was a bit rough. I think I did it in a hurry, which you just need to be patient and take your time. And I'll show you, this works as well, putting a little spot on either side of these. Actually, no, we won't do that because we just put it on the overhang piece. That's another reason why you don't do that. We're going to put it on here because you don't want it on that overhang piece that's out the sides. So yes, I recommend you put it on the down strip. And then that one will go there. Nice and even down the sides here. And that one will sit in there. On here. At least with the multi-purpose glue, you can wiggle it around till you get it straight. And that's nice and straight. Now that's the best one I've done so far. They're all nice and straight. The decorating bits, and that only took 5 minutes or so, so that's not too bad. And then they're stuck down without having to remove all that other tape and stuff. And they're on the inside, as you can see, and they're nice and level down the sides of the card, of your card base at the back. Down there, that's the best one I've done. I like it when things work out first go on a video. That's that bit. Now our decoration pieces. This piece here will go on the inside of this, and it goes edge to edge. I think I put it to the bottom of the first one as well, so we can use some Tombow on that. Or multi-purpose glue. I don't know if they call it Tombow anymore. I did get an order a few days ago for the new set that's out, the promotional set, which I'm looking forward to having a play with. So that one goes straight on there, and I have got some little, I'll put one of the flowers on the inside as well. You can use this section up here to write your handwritten greeting. Then we've got all of these flowers, and I'll put my greeting up there first so I know where. I've already put the dimensionals on the back. The die for this one, I've used the Stylish Shapes circle, one of the circles out of the Stylish Shapes, this one here, which is, I use these a lot. They're so good. They need rectangles. There's squares and circles, and then there's some little banners as well, but some rectangles would be nice. I just hope they don't retire them at the end of this catalogue. So we've got that there. Now I've cut all these flowers. These are all out of the Fancy Flora, two-tone Flora. And I'm just going to scatter them down the sides here. I've got probably more than what I need. I don't want to cover up the whole thing. Actually, I think one of those I was going to put inside. No, I wasn't, because it's too wide. We'll put that. That's what I got for the inside, I think. Some little tiny ones so it doesn't show too much. We'll just work out where we want to scatter these. These I've stamped in the Tahitian Tide, and this one, this lighter one here, I've stamped off first, and then the detail image. Where have I put the stamp set? So I've stamped with this one here, stamped off once, and then stamped full strength with the other one, and the same with all of them. These darker ones I've done full strength and then full strength again, so they come out a bit darker, but I do like a little bit of tone. So all of these are just going to go down the side here. Scatter them. I did have an arrangement that I was going to do, but I can't remember what I decided. I'll do one of those up there, and maybe one down here, something like that. So we'll start with this top one here. I'll just put a little bit of glue on it. You don't want glue where it's overhanging the gap, so we'll just put a little bit up the top and a little bit down the bottom. That will hold it enough. That way it can go, actually it can go there, so I want it up a bit higher. Give it a second to take. Then we shall go a small one at the top, probably a darker one. And we might go this darker one at the top. And it just needs a little bit of glue on the top. I don't want it overhanging down on the gap, the panel gap. Then we shall go this way. We're just scattering them down. So I might just put a bit of Tombow on here. That way I know I'm not going to get it onto showing through the panel. I could have curled these too, actually. I'll curl a couple. I assume everyone knows how to curl their flowers. Just tip it upside down, get your bone folder and stretch it. And it just gives you a bit of shape. I didn't do those first two, but they'll curl up in a minute. I also find when I shimmer spray, I've got Isocol rubbing alcohol in a bottle with, they don't sell it anymore. Stampin' Up used to sell the shimmer paint, and I put 10 or so drops in my bottle with the Isocol, and I spray the front of my cards, and gives them a beautiful shimmer. And it also, if you've cardstock's not stuck down like these flowers, it does curl the cardstock a little bit, so it helps to give them a bit of shape. So that one's fine. Then we'll go another big one. Might tuck this in first. I don't want it below the bottom of the card, so I might just put some Tombow on there and down here. We'll place that there so it's level with the bottom. And we'll go another one there. I'm trying to do the ones underneath first. Do this little one out the side. Go in a bit there with the glue. And it looks nice when they're sitting up as well. that one can go there. Yeah, I can put this smaller one, I'll tuck it in up the top here. Do the other bigger one. We can go in here. Just got to play around with the arrangement. I'll move that over so it's further over that way. I don't like things in a straight line. I'll tuck this one in up the top here. I wouldn't put these up on dimensionals. I don't think they need it. If you've curled them and where we're going to put, I've got those little ones. I think I might put them over there, which it will need a dimensional on the side of that one. We'll get the mini ones out. That's because it's in the greeting's already up on the dimensional, so we want this to sit up as well. I'll just put one there, and I'll put a little bit of glue on the top flower. I'm just winging this today because sometimes I plan what I want to do and then it doesn't always work the way you want. That's pretty up there. I have got that one on the inside, but it's a bit wide. I don't think it matters that it's showing through, and I do like a little bit of, don't know if it'll work up there either. It's still showing through. We could put it over that side. I just want a little bit of detail. That's what I'll do. I'll put it over this side so it's not showing through the lattice. It'll be behind the flowers. Put it up a bit higher, and that way you can't see it. Move it up a fraction. Just need something else on the inside. Don't know whether I need any more. I could put that one out that side. Actually, I might put a smaller one out that side. No, I like the bigger one. Definitely. We'll put some glue on that. And just tuck that in under there. I think that turned out quite nicely. Trying to keep it on the within the perimeter of the card, especially if you're putting it in an envelope. I've got a couple of spares there, but I think I've got enough. I don't want to overload it, or do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 7. I'll put this little one down the bottom. I need to tuck it in under there. Push it right in. And that's it. Forgot about the backing there, but it's all good. I don't need that piece. I know I was going to put it out the side, but I don't need that. And I've also got some bling. Well, it's not actually bling. It's the 22-24 in colour. And I thought I might use, because this is Parakeet Party, the green. I thought I might use the green centres instead of the blue, because the blue will get lost in those. And I've got lots of green ones here. These are the 22-24 in colour dots. They're like a little enamel dot. And if we use these green ones, get rid of all that. And my pick tool, which is right here. I'm going to use some little ones and scatter them in the front here on these bigger flowers. I do like adding a lot of embellishments. I go through quite a bit. I'm not just a 3-person I think I had some, oh, they're all about the same size. I think there's 2 sizes. It looks like sometimes there's 3 sizes, but I don't think there is. I'll put these on this one. And that's about it. You can't see the center of that one, so I won't put one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's some little ones up here on that one. Why not fill it up? You don't have to put as many as I do. I just like to bling it up. I think it adds to that or ribbon. Always like a bit of ribbon. And I have got my Wink of Stella here, so I might just Wink of Stella. I did get a new one out the other day. I'm going to Wink of Stella a little bit of these flowers. Just gives them a bit of extra bling. I'll shimmer spray it later. And I'll put the PDF up on my tips and tutorials page so you can have a look at it there. I don't want to squeeze this. It's only a new Wink of Stella and I don't want to squeeze it in case it makes a big blob. I've done that before. Just needs a scattering of. This one turned out really nice. You always worry when you do a video that it's not going to look as good as what you expected. But I love doing videos and I love showing what I do. I don't know if you can see the sparkle on this, but I can. And that is it. All done. I hope you enjoyed that. Didn't take too long, and there's a couple of different ways of doing it. I prefer this one to this one. I just wasn't. I said to my girls the other day at my workshop, I should have maybe tied a bow here, but it's flowers on a fence, and you don't really need a bow on a fence. Even though I put a bow on this one, it wasn't actually with the flowers. So that's today's card. Tell me what you think. I'd love you to comment on my videos. I've had a few lovely comments lately, so I welcome any comments, good or bad. And I shall catch you all again next week. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.